Hello guys, my name is Tahsin and welcome to the fourth tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to download the image from the server and show it into List View up in here. Before I proceed, I want to say that I'm not done tutorials for a long time and I wasn't prepared to do this one. I actually got a request yesterday, so I'm doing this quick video. So if you don't understand anything or have questions, please comment and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So there are two scenarios where you can actually have an image on a server or in a database. So for example, first scenario, assume that you create a new user, you fill in all the details, you upload the image to the image folder. So this is my localhost server here. So you upload that image to the image folder and give the image a name and store that name in the image name column of that user. And the second scenario is that you fill in the new details of a user and actually uploaded the image to the image database up in here, and using this ID we can differentiate which images of which user, because this is related to the customer ID here. So I'm going to show you how to download both the images and use them in your list view. So let's go. I'm using the get all customer list view adapter class. I'll just comment out this thing which actually where we decide which mobile customer is using, and we show the image of that brand up in here. So for scenario 1, where we have an image in the image folder in our server, what we first need is we need a URL for that image folder. For me, I've used this static string here, which is the URL for my image folder. Once we got that one, the second thing we need is the name of the image we are downloading, because every image has a different names, and different names means the different customers. Once we got that, we can get the full URL of the image which we are downloading. By that, what I mean is, if I can show you, if I copy this up here and in my browser, open a new tab, and you can see up here that I have this customer response, all these customers here, and this image name key. So for example, if I choose this one, okay, I'll do it again. Like this is image, this is URL for image folder. Using this one, I can download this image. Or for other one, because I've already checked it, so the browser remembers this one. So for other one, it will be this one, as you can see, and for others it will be this one. So once we get the full URL of the image, then what we'll do is we'll create a new async task, which is a background task, which will actually download the image in the do background task. And spell it wrong. And once we download the image, we'll assign that image to the image view of the list view cell. Which is this one. Okay. So let's start. I've got the URL of image folder up in the top. Then we'll get the name of the, so I'll say name of image, and I'll say JSON object, this one, because it gets all because it has all details of the user, and get string for key name, this one. So this will give us the name of the image, and then we can make a full URL of it. So I'll say the URL for image in server is base URL, and the name of the image. Okay, so now we'll create a new async task. I'm actually passing the string in it, which will be this URL, doing nothing in the progress, and we are returning bitmap image. Okay, so then once we create the new async we will execute it, and on execution I'm passing this URL to it, which is a string. So we'll add the implemented methods, which is a background task, and the other method I need is on post execute. So these are the two methods I need for this. So in this one we have download the image. Okay. First of all, I'll get the URL, this one, which is passed in it. Say the string URL is params, first one, because it's an array, it's a list. And I'll create the local variable bitmap, call it an icon, and give it a name null, and I'm returning this icon back, which will be used in this method. So to download the image, I'm actually using the input stream. Okay, and so basically you will also notice that I'm not getting any input errors. It's because I've already tested or tried it, so I've already included everything which I will need. You may get this, so just click on it and import that one. So I will get this java.net.ur. Okay. URL. I'll give it the URL and .openstream. This OpenStream will give me the input stream back. Also, you'll see that it will give you an error that it can give you exception, so we need to handle it. So I'll put that in a try catch block. And once we get the input stream using the bitmap factory, I will get the bitmap from it and I will assign it to the icon. So icon will be equal to bitmap factory dot decode stream, and this decode stream is giving back me the bitmap. Okay, pass the value in it. So these two lines is actually getting the image from this URL. Okay. So this image is what we will download here. I mean, depending on the name of the image. And once we get the image up here, we'll use the cell mobile image view and set image bitmap, which is a result to it. Okay, so that's all we need to do to download the image. Just try it then. Okay, so that's where we got the image from the server using their names. So for scenario 2, where we have to actually get the image from the database and then download it, we have to use the PHP script. So I already have a PHP script stored in my local host, which I have named as getimage.php. So what does getimage.php does, it is here. It connects to the server, my database is test database, and see up here, it gets the user ID from this variable parameter ID. So it gets, we actually, when we call this PHP script, we give it the ID of a user. The why I'm giving the ID of a user is that because using this ID of a user, I can actually go into the image database and get the image of that user. So it says that select all from the image database where ID is equal to user ID, which is this one. And then once we get that image, which will be the raw image, I'm setting the header of this PHP script as a image.jpeg type, because our image is a JPEG. And then I'm making a echoing the image, and I'm closing the database. So if I run this PHP script here, which I've already opened up here, and give a different user ID, it will have a different image. So I have only one image which I have just cropped to just show the difference between the three images. So so you need to have this. So maybe I'll give it to you, but please pause here and actually create this getimage.php file with these code in it and store it in the server with other PHP scripts. So for this scenario, what we need to know is we don't need the image name, we don't need the image folder name, so I'm gonna delete it. Well, I'll say for scenario 2 we don't need these things. Okay, what we need is we don't need this one for sure. We still need the URL for image, and that URL is actually the PHP script. So like I've shown you up here, this is the URL for PHP script, and it will give us the image based on the ID we'll pass through it. Okay, so we need to get that one. So instead of this, okay, first of all we need to know the ID of the user. So we'll create the string ID of user is equal to JSON object dot get string, and the name of the key is ID. So we got the ID of a user. Now we'll we'll make actually the URL for a whole image. We'll say the URL for image in database, which will be the script URL. So my script is on this. I've stored the script on the tutorial.getimage.php. Okay. And I'm passing ID to it. I'm passing ID to it as a parameter, and that ID is ID of a user. Okay, if you take time here and log this string, you will actually get the same up here for different users. Okay, to show you the log in. Okay, once we get the URL of image, the rest is same. We're passing this URL image into this async task. I can show you, and this will do the same as before. It will just actually get the image from that script, and we'll decode it into bitmap, and then we'll assigning that into here. Let's just run it. Okay, so you can see I have 3 different images, this one, this one, this one, and because their ID is not present, and so I'm not getting anything from there. So here we go, we got 2 things, both images, 2 scenarios, both we have downloaded. Don't remember, if you're using the images which are stored in a database, you need the script for getting the image out of the database and echoing it as the JPEG. So if you have a PNG, use the PNG up here. You can Google up if you don't understand. So that's it. Please subscribe and comment if you have any questions. Thank you.